Good morning. Good morning. Sunday slot car sessions. We are back on the Sunday morning, hanging out. General unwashed. We are here. Good morning, everyone. Let's see who is in. Wow, loads of people are in. So let's go through it. There we go. The Fingers is here. Morning, the Fingers. Morning, G-Som. That's grandson of man. To those who don't know. Good morning, Daz. How you doing? Good morning, mate. I wonder what you're doing right now. Maybe some figure painting. Have a look. Raoul, mate, how you doing? I need to reach out to you and sort out that collaboration. I do, but I've been editing all week. We'll talk about that in a minute. Well, that's just rude. That is literally just rude. All right, let's get some energy in it. Okay. Slot car dude. Good morning in the house. Yes. And Aid. There he is. Good morning. And Paul. How you doing, fella? Good morning. And Paul in the house. Good morning, Paul. Awesome. What a scorcher yesterday, huh? Do you reckon it's going to be as hot today? I don't know. For those guys overseas, not in the UK, yesterday was off the chart. And apparently Alexa said to me, you are going to have rain, torrential thunderstorms, rainstorms, the monsoon at about 2 o'clock. We looked up, there wasn't a cloud in the sky. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, nothing. So, oh, hang on. Lionel's in the house. Hello, Lionel. You got your lad with you this week again. Good morning. So, yeah, no torrential downpours. But, you know, it is what it is. I like it. Roll on, no rain. Unless you're a farmer, of course, but then you need the rain. I was saying that, I tell you, my garden, I've been growing some vegetables. They don't half need a lot of water. Morning, Raoul. So anyway, how's everyone's week been? It's been busy this end, I tell you. All I've been doing is editing. Next time I come up with a bright idea of making a mini series, someone tell me it's not a great idea, Pete. It's going to take up all your life forever for 2 weeks, 3 weeks it'll take. So hang on, what have we been now? Let me just check my calendar. So it's been 2 weeks. Hang on, 3 weeks since the UK Slot Car Festival. 3 weeks. Right, I need to step it up. So I've got, for those who haven't been following the mini-series is... Morning, Mac. You all right, mate? Can see Mac in the room. And Carl. There he is. Good morning. He's melting. I was just talking about that a minute ago, Carl, saying that the weather is scorcher. And they said there was thunderstorms coming, but I didn't see any thunderstorms. Maybe today. I do love a good thunderstorm. The lightning and everything. Yeah, Paul, it is pretty warm. If you've got windows, open one. Or get a fan, get the air circling. It might still be warm air, but it's not stagnant. But there you go. So, yeah, anyway, the mini-series. This is great. If you're not following this, if you're just new to the channel this morning, like you've just gone, right, there's Track Fans TV. You find out what these guys are about. I've been making a mini-series for the UK Slot Car Festival, which is pretty cool. So we've had, last weekend, we had the police and Scalextric, the story of the RS200, which really, you know, I was thinking to myself when I saw the old bill there with the police car, what's that about? But actually seeing hearing the story and looking at where it's come from, and it actually wasn't in what do they call it, in service. Fascinating story. So if you didn't see it, flip back and watch that. Then we had the Trusty Tyre Truer Thursday, which is an amazing piece of kit by Swift 16. Talk about him in a minute as well. And today we've got one going out. Love it. Today is possibly the one most people wait for, which is what I call this, I'm calling in the mini series as tracks and tables. So if you want to see most of the tracks, because I didn't record all of the tracks, unfortunately, bit the camera issues, check that out. It's going out at 4:30 today, so just after or just before your dinner, you can fall asleep to it. And then after that, Wednesday, we got the Polycard Competition video coming out, and then there's just but 2 more to do, which are really banter oriented, because it's our trip on the pilgrimage to Mercedes, pitch on the pilgrimage to Williams F1. Really good, really cool indeed. So let me catch up with what's going down in here. So now I brought you up to speed. Oh, Daz, that is a corker picture, mate. Look at that. Love that. Well done, mate. Hang on a second. Yeah, you got a vagrant wearing a baseball cap next to you. He's not on it yet. I'm telling you, he's down the gym pumping iron again. Yeah, Paul, it is really hot. I know it's hot because I woke up on my own in the bed again. And normally when it's really hot, Mrs. Brown goes squirreling for cold. So she's beavered out to the spare room for the cold window. Well, more of a draft. Oh, look at this. Paul, you're setting the standard. You've got aircon unit. There's a cost of living crisis. How can you afford it? That's why you're skint. That's why you got no money, Paul. Because you put the aircon unit on in the house. It is, isn't it? Cheers, Lionel. Mr. Wright is in the house. Morning, Mark. You all right? How you doing? I'm going to say nothing here. Got my... Oh, what is this? What is that? It must be a staff slot car. Hex driver. Love it. So anyway, let's have a little poodle around on this. Let's take that comment down a second. I've got my headphone in here. I don't need my headphone. Okay. I love it. So I got sent this during the week. It's not a scene out of Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead. If you watch The Walking Dead, you'll get it. This is what Alpha did to a load of them. Well, not the full body, but part of the body. I won't go into it because there's younger viewers in the house, which brings me nicely on to a shout out to the younger members. So just before I do this, let me just tail off the screen so I see that I'm paying attention to them. So firstly, Albert, Wilfred, well done. I hope you're watching. I hope you're up, got your dad's phone or your dad's computer on the go. Wilf, happy birthday for in a week. It was Wilf's birthday, everyone. He was 4. Good morning, Lewis and Elliot. Richards, I hope you're watching this. Crazy guys. How you doing, boys? You keeping your dad active? Good. Shout out to Cameron. We'll come on to him in a bit because he's doing something we're all going to be envious of. Morning, Ruben. Are you watching this? Are you watching this with your dad, Andy? You've dragged him up. Anyway, how you going? Leighton and Isabella from Nick's Kids, Pendle. Good morning if you're watching this. I don't know if you're too old for this, but good morning anyway. They kicked my butt in the Polycard competition. I had car issues. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, good morning, guys. So let's get back to where we were. Hang on a second. Yes, here we go. Right, so we'll get past the horror scene that Daz presented us. What's this here? Paul's just giving us an update on the aircon. He's trying to play it down now. He's trying to play it down. Okay. I didn't know these existed. You can put water and ice in a fan. That's genius. Right. I'll get Mrs. Brown on that later. Raoul knows about this stuff. He's in Canada. They get warm weather all the time. And on the other end, they get the extreme and massive amounts of snow. Morning, William. You all right? I didn't see Dave's news. I think it was Friday, or I didn't see it. Did he do something yesterday? I didn't even know. Ferrari slot cars can't be found all of a sudden. I don't know. Let me just take this picture off. I mean, I actually pulled out a Ferrari F40 from Slot It Polycar. It's actually a Polycar. Slot It Ferrari F40. Beautiful bit of kit. So we'll talk about that in a minute. I think if you go Ferrari, go to slot car. Come on! I'll tell you what it is. The kids drank all the milk in the evening last night and left me for no coffee this morning, which is bad for everyone in the room. So check out Slot It and Polycar, and you might find a Ferrari there. Or anyone else know where William can get a Ferrari from? Pipe it up in the comments, guys. This is what we tune in for. A little bit of community banter, community help. What's the best braids or brush to use on Scalextric cars? George, good morning. Morning, George. Hold on a second. I'm going to add you to the morning shout out list for the youth. George, here we go. You're on the shout out list, George. Well done. Hope that's all right with you. Awesome. So someone help out William where to get Ferrari from. I'd say Slot It Polycar. Maurizio Ferrari and Maurizio run the firm. You've got Ferrari in your surname, you're going to pull liberties. So yeah, totally and utterly, mate. I need my fix here, Daz, of coffee. Okay, so Mark's helping us out here with Staff Slot Cars. He's just saying that they're very, very hot. Ferrari chase you down for using their brand, so you've got to get Uber permission. But most people don't. They just go for it and hope for the best. Here we go. Raoul knows. Oh, come on, Ferrari. Ferrari sent a cease and desist to any slot car manufacturer that did not have a license. So look for Italian sports car. Very interesting. Yes, that's the way to deal with that. So I suppose you can do, I think I might have read this somewhere, or actually I think, Raoul, I was on your live stream. If anyone's not cottoned on to or caught up with Rahul's live stream, he does a couple of them, different things. So he's got like his craft, his painting ones, he's got his Slot Avengers ones, which is kind of a bit like today, but he brings in regular, there's 4 of them and they do it every week and it's consistent slot car stuff. You should get tuned into that. But yeah, they were discussing at one point about why Ferrari doesn't really want to play ball. I mean, I don't get it personally. I think it's brand positioning, brand awareness and brand promotion, says the sales guy. But yeah, so look for Italian sports car and you'll find things that look remarkably similar to it, but just, let's get that focus in, there you go, remarkably similar to them, but just won't carry the yellow horse. Okay, cool. Right. What are we looking at? Oh yeah, a quick shout out to Rockingham Slot Car Club, because next weekend they are hosting their leg of the National GT3 Championships, and that will be 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday the place is open for practice. I'm going to try desperately now to find the information. while we're on live. And so I can give you a little bit of a formula of the day. There we go. And brilliant. At the moment, there is 30 racers signed up for it. 30. 3-0. That is incredible. So the format is like this. The format goes on Saturday the 17th, which is next Saturday. The practice is between 12 midday and 4 in the afternoon. It's a £5 for the practice. Then the race event is on the Sunday, a week today. Doors open at 8 o'clock. Race fee is a tenner. Under 18s is free. So if you're young and you want to go racing, now's the time because you get in for free. So go down there. And so what you can do is you can go to the slot forum, and I'm going to put the link in here now. So if you're interested, you can go over there and check out the order of the day, see if you can enter, and reach out to Matt, who's organising that, and some other guys at the club, Dave Farrow, Simon, Rob, Mick, John Underwood. They're all going to be there. I'm still working on whether I'm going to be there or not. I could possibly squeeze in for the Sunday, I reckon. Maybe after I've done this, fly over there, because we've got to remember is while we're doing this, they're all going to already be starting practice. They'll be starting practicing in 13 minutes, and they'll be taking that very seriously indeed. So could squeeze over there for that. I can't bring you a live from there because they have absolutely no signal in that building, and for some reason I don't know why they won't give us the Wi-Fi key. I mean, it's not like, I mean, I've asked if we can set up a Wi-Fi in there for our club nights so I can like stream some club nights and different things for you guys, but it just keeps to be swept under the carpet a little bit and falls on deaf ears. So I'm going to actually drive that. I'm going to say, look, if we want to grow the hobby and get people back into club racing, then we should offer the facility for people to actually see what's happening on the night or on these big race events. Because let's face it, 30 racers, that's a big event. I know that the Electric Dreams event that's coming forward, there you go, that's for you, Marco. The Electric Dreams event has, I think it's 70 or 79 races. You know, and that's an annual massive national big humdinging thing. So yeah, it's a big event, and knowing how Rockinham's set up, I'm going to see that is going to be a squeeze down the pit lane. So yeah, so if anyone wants to enter this or do this, you're more than welcome. I just want to throw out there as well, you see the picture on the right, it says the Rock Ball ring. This isn't the Rock Ball race. Just the caveat, this isn't the Rock Ball race. I've just got the Rockingham Rookies car on the left, and I wanted to use the image on the right because you can see that car. No, you can't see that car, just because it looked really good. Looked a really nice image, and that's why I used it. So yeah, so there you go. That is what's happening next weekend if you're up for it. If anyone else has got some stuff going on, by all means send them in and we'll have a look, and I'll pump them out to people because that's what we do. Tony come on here one weekend. He was listening away when we had Ian and Doug on from Magnetic Racing, and he said, I didn't even know they're half an hour up the road, and now they're great friends. So that's what this place does. It brings you together, gives you new ideas. In the house, here's Dave. Good morning, Dave. How you doing? You all right? Good. I watched your what did I watch? It was the Legends video. I watched the Legends video last night. Loved it because you did the lap track. If anyone's not seen it, go over there and watch that. That's great. He uses the Swift 16 tyre truer and actually gains, I think it was just over half a second lap times increase of speed. Fantastic. Here we go. Yes, thanks, John. Appreciated. So, Electric Dreams, about 72. Hang on a second. I might actually have, he says, flyer. Aha, I have it. I have it, everyone. I have the flyer here. Yes, confirmed. 72 racers. Well done, John. Cheers, mate. That is going to be sweet. That's the USA Nationals being run by Electric Dreams, by our friend Marco and his team, and being sponsored proudly by Slot It. And Maurizio Ferrari will be there racing as well. So do steam over there and race. They're doing a good thing. They're setting it up properly. So if you're coming from another state or another country, they're going to meet you at the airport with the Electric Dreams battle bus. They're going to take you to the Hyatt Hotel, which they've agreed special rates if you're having to stay over. And then they're going to ferry you from the Hyatt to the event and then back and back. And it's just well-organised machine. So well done, Marco and Electric Dreams, setting that up. Well done indeed. Yes, legends. Yes, the legends. They were really good. I'll tell you, I'm tempted now. I won't spoil it, but I did find a Legends car on the video that I'm releasing later at 4:30 today. So if you're not caught up with that, tune into that. Go to my channel, go to the videos, see the tracks and tables. Little button says notify me. Click that, and then if you fall asleep, it'll wake you up. Morning, Pete. How you doing? Good morning. Well done. So where were we? We were up to, yes, slot car racing. Love it. Okay, so let's take a look at some of your tracks. So where should we start? Rich has been in touch. Richard Davis. So we had a look at his track a while ago, and he'd sort of just done a loop round. He's going to build this up. It's going to be scenic. It's going to be interesting and everything. Always, Dave, you got my number? Always. Give me a note. We'll talk about it. So he sent a few pictures in, and I've looked at it, and I've thought, what is this? So I've kind of joined them together, and I think that's what those two corners are going to look like. But interestingly enough, he's got this going on at the top end of the track, and I really love the idea on the right, where you've got some really intricate. It's almost like it's got two R1. Yeah, let's have a closer look. It's got two R1 radials there, maybe R2. I don't know. It's a shame he's not listening. He's not watching, because we could ask him. Rich, if you're watching back to this, put in the comments whether that's an R1 or an R2 corner. I'm thinking, no, it's an R2. It's definitely an R2 corner. I'm telling you, because you can fit something in between there. The R1 corner, you can't fit anything in there. It's almost that tight. You can't get the bottom of the scaly Dunlop bridge in. Oh, haven't we all been loving Pete Shepherd's Facebook posts? This guy is superhuman when it comes to scratch building, honestly. I mean, I put out a short this morning where I just do a quick spray on Rolls-Royce Streamlined LE. And I'm just looking at it thinking, you know, one day I'll be as good as Pete. So if you don't know who Pete Shepherd is, he's from Racing Replicas. Go to Facebook or Instagram, you'll find him in a heartbeat. He does some great images, great scratch builds and images. He does them for commission as well. So if you want your own, you can talk to him and he'll knock one up for you. You got to grease his palm with some cash. Yes, there you go. So Paul's giving us some feedback here, Rich, on your track. I think so as well. Rockingham has this. Apparently it's one of the most technical tracks in the country. And I get it. I can well understand why. Right, Lionel's coming in. We've got a big day. We've got a Scalextric box, classic Grand Prix car. are great. Track, yes, auto sol. Good shout, my friend. Someone was asking me what I use to clean track with. I haven't got. Oh yes, I have. No, I haven't got it. But I use AutoSol, and I recommend people use AutoSol. What I would do though is, I haven't got a bit of track here. What a schoolboy error! Is to tape the track. Hold on. We have got a camera malfunction, but that is okay. So my camera cut off again because it's like I'm on the welfare or something. I've got a spare battery ready. So my camera cut off, and I think it's something to do with plugging the power cable into it whilst streaming. I think it's overheating. I might talk to Raoul about this because he knows about cameras and things. But otherwise, I've got 80% battery, then it's going to go dark, and then I'm going to change the battery. We've got to make do with what we've got, and I'll research why this is doing this. I forgot all about it from last week. Anyway, yes, AutoSol is excellent. And then once you've done the AutoSol, Lionel, and you've cleaned it off, what I also recommend, while you've still got your track taped up and stuff, is to spray a bit of Inox MB3 or MX3. I'll have a bottle of it next week in here. It's in my garage. But Inox, let me type it down here. I think it's MB3 or MX3. I can't remember. But if you look for that, what it does is you spray a bit on a cloth, wipe your track. It prevents it from rusting. It's like a little oil lubricant, and it just stops it from rusting. Try that out, mate, because that's done me a treat over the years. So clean it with AutoSol and then finish it with Inox MB3. Can someone tell me if it's MB3 or MX3? Because I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, here you go, Pete. He does it too. Clean and old glue off plastic bodies, but not if they've been painted. Yeah, well. Yeah, I wouldn't go anywhere near your work with a tube of AutoSol, I'm telling you. But anyway, let's get back to this. So what are we looking at here? Oh yeah. So before we move on, Aid has done some more work on his track. So if we take a quick look at what Aid's doing on his track, you can see his rally track is coming along quite nicely now. I'm going to keep this going for a couple of laps so you can actually see what's happening here with the track. I like the way that it kind of splits off to the right there and then comes round. That is pretty cool. And I know he's going to do lots of scenery in and around this as well, which we like. So I'll tear that down, put this back up. Now, this is a great guy. So I've been watching this guy, Rob. Rob is the inventor of the Swift 16 tyre trio that we saw in the week. And if you didn't see it, I also recommend you go over to Slot R, Dave's channel at Slot R, because he also did a review. And whilst we think in different ways and we're two different kind of people, it's a totally different delivery, and I actually learned some stuff off of Dave's that I didn't include in mine. So if you want the full picture, watch Dave's, and then if you want to watch the master at it, the inventor, tune into Rob's channel here, Swift Slots, because he has just started with his content creation journey. He's a great guy. I quite like his quirky presentations skills, and he runs competitions. He's already doing competitions. So if you all go and watch the Super Glue episode, there's a competition in that. But unless you watch it, you don't know what the competition is and you can't win it. There's a good prize, proper prize. So get tuned over that, hit the like, hit the subscribe, let's get him up there because he's inventing things that are actually useful for us. So really enjoyed that. That was great. That was. Yeah, I tell you, every time, Daz, 50p in the meter, every single time. I don't know what's happening with it. Cheers, hey. Oh, I'm not even going to read that out at this time in the morning. Yeah, John, exactly that. Yeah, Inox. I think Pendle will sell it, Lionel. So if you put Pendle slot racing into Google, they'll pop up and you'll be able to... so I'm just checking the battery. And you'll be able to see it. Good morning, Trav. That slot car guy is in the house. Look at this, 8 on the nail. 8 o'clock on the dot. Which obviously means his restraining order, his tag is lifted, and he can go out of the house now for the next 10 hours before he has to report back to the house under house arrest. Slot car, house arrest. He's been restricted between the hours, only being allowed out between the hours of 8 to 6 to get content, and then from 6 till 8 through the night, he has to edit it all and make us and bring us news. So if you've not seen the news, then I'd recommend tuning into that slot car, guys. So if you want to look at something, I don't know, quite pleasingly entertaining but factual at the same time, recommend the news with Travis. That slot car guy, 2 to 3 times a week. Boom! You get a good 10, 12, 13 minutes worth of news. It is like content-rich episodes. Really good. So highly recommend those. So morning, Travis. Yeah, let's not beat around the bush. We all know Travis is at the gym. He's not like us. He doesn't say he's going to the gym and then swing by the Greasy Spoon Cafe for a full-on fry-up and a coffee. I'm going to check my phone. It's okay. Sometimes I get messages through from Magnetic Racing telling me what they're doing. Oh, yeah. He's not at the gym. He's in Italy. He's on holiday. Who allowed this? Quick question, actually, Travis. Did you buy that slot car kit yesterday? Did you buy it? Brilliant. So we're just reading this. Right, so let's get back on points. So yeah, I definitely have a look at Rob's channel. He's going places. Really like his content as well. So Rob, if you're watching this or watching this back, mate, keep it going. Really enjoying it. And also, any help you need on that YouTube side of thing, I'll help you. Travis will help you. I'm sure Dave will help you. There's a lot of people out. Rahul will help you no end as well. Because that's what we want. We want more content creators. It doesn't dilute our channels. If anything, it makes them stronger, because when you're creating content, when more people create content and more keywords, slot car, Scalextric, slot car racetrack, whatever, are thrown out there, guys, into the YouTube algorithm, then slot cars start to become more visible to a wider audience. So actually, hit the button. You've got to press record. Come out. Even if you're doing a video a month or a video every 3 months like Paul, then you're doing something. You're putting slot cars out into the Ulu, the YouTube universe, and helping grow, or Facebook, and helping grow those the hobby within those platforms. I forget, this is my first Facebook stream this morning. So good morning, Facebookers. Good morning if you're watching on a Big FB. Yeah, there you go. See, so Travis is throwing it out there as well. He wants to help, you know. And Dave's coming out. See, boom, there you go. We're all here to help you. So Rob's hit the button. Rob's took the plunge. And I tell you what, guys, he is a natural. Really enjoying it, Rob. Keep it going, mate. Aha. if you're into track building, this is an amazing video. If you're a modeler, this is next level, because I know about some of the details on this, like the race control tower. It's made of metal. He made it of metal. Anyway, spoiling no more. We already did that. We already did that. Oh, actually, let's just go through it in case some people were late coming on. What are we doing here? I have no idea how this works. Yeah, we'll go for that one. Right, so last Sunday, well, no, at the event, we did the live stream. Perfect. Yeah, I'm with you on that. That Crow Lane Valley is awesome. We did the live stream. So if you want to see chats with people, so we had lots of good chats on that one. Lots of people coming onto the stream and telling us what they're doing, whether it's the magazine, whether it's the new prototypes, whether it's young track fans. Ruben, you're the man. Roger Barker was on for a bit. It really was good fun. Obviously, we had the roaming. We had the correspondent out in the field bringing us action, lifetime, trackside, prototypes. He was there. Travis, that slot car guy, he was out in the field. Incidentally, we're working on a new concept. Not going to tell you what it is, but if we can pull this off, you guys could be very excited. But I can't do it on my own. I need a couple more people like myself to join in. We'll tell you more about that another time. Then we saw Hornby's journey with the Essex Police. If you're watching this, Mike Jelly, good morning. PC Jelly, hopefully in the house. Then we saw Rob's machine. Today, 4:30 out, 16:30, 100 hours. Reporting for this one. So this is a slightly longer episode. So this is going to be touching an hour. So set yourself aside a cool hour. It's less than an hour, but you're going to need a toilet break in the middle because of all the excitement. So this one here is going to go into tracks, different tracks at the thing. We have a chat to some of the people that are doing the tracks. We have a look at the tables, some of the things that you could have saw, purchased, interacted with at the show. Really, really good insight, actually, because I know this sounds weird, but when I was watching it back to edit it, there was so much that I didn't actually see when I was there, even though I'm recording the thing. I'm like, oh, I missed that. Totally missed that. That's what I wanted. So let's just catch up with you guys. So slot our tip for Ninko. Angle one. Oh, right. Okay. So it's a tip for Dave. So for Ninko cars that use angle winders, sounds like John was racing these last night and they had a broken Ninko gear. So the topic of broken Ninko gears turned up. Now, I don't know anything about that, but what I'm picking up on is that Ninko gears can have a habit of breaking under duress. So the tip is come up with here, which is quite good, is to use a Revo slot 11 tooth pinion like it. And interestingly enough, looking at Slot R's video on the Legends last night, I was watching that. It's great viewing. I recommend to watch that. I didn't know that you've got a series of gears. So for instance, when you buy a Scalextric car, they give you a couple of spare guide plates and braids. When you buy an NSR car like this one, just take that off for a second. Like this one, they give you a packet of grub screws so that you can tune the ride height. And when you get a Legends car, as I learned from watching Dave's video last night, you actually get different gears for it, which I found incredibly good, because I've never seen that before. I've seen you get bushes, sound like I'm in the 80s. I know that you get braiding guide plate with Scalextric. I know that you get grub screws with NSR, but I didn't know you got that with Legends, so I think that's pretty cool. Morning, Pat. How you doing, mate? So let's have a look. Yeah, rebar slot at work. Used the 12 tooth. Yes. So you're talking about the gear change. Gear changes there. Do you know? You're not wrong. Ah, dear. And when they pull you over, right, here's a life skill for anyone learning to drive or just started driving. If the old Bill pulls you over, two things to do. Firstly, get out of your car and walk straight over to their car. Don't let them get out of their car and come to yours. Pull over, jump out, start walking straight at them. Because when you're at their bonnet and they're starting to get their door open, they are on the back foot. They are not ready. Sorry, PC Jelly, if you're hearing this. So get over there and have it out with them. You know, why have you stopped me? Please. Straight out. Don't let them ask you, why have we stopped you? Take it to them. Why have you stopped me, please? And then pause. Whoever speaks next has lost the argument. So the copper, of course, won't help themselves. Why do you think we've stopped you? I say, well, I asked you first, and it's polite to answer the question, sir. Always call them sir. That really winds them up as well. And then you get to it. They say, yeah, well, we're not playing that game. Why have we stopped? Why have you got out your car? And I say, well, because you pulled me over. You're making me nervous. I'm a bit anxious. I'm a bit intimidated. And there you go. So I'm coming to sort it out. See? Now, Mark, hopefully Mark is in the room from Stock Car Magazine, because he is a police officer and he can tell us if that's right or wrong. But I've always done that. Oh, no. Oh, no. We have a Category 7 massive issue. Right. We've gone dark for a second. Bear with me. I'm very much here. Unbelievable. Very much here indeed. I'm going to just use a different camera, guys. My camera is overheated. So I've got to get online another way. So I'm working on it. Chat amongst yourselves. Oh, you can't make this stuff up, can you, really? Oh. Right. Bear with. Unbelievable. So just get another camera out. Absolute welfare. Unbelievable. Here we go. Right. Unbelievable. Check. Can we hear each other yet? Right. It's not ideal. I know, but it's going to have to do for the moment. While my camera decides to pull itself down. So there you go. Put me in a smaller screen. I'm even going to take myself. Where's the smallest screen I can find? That'll do it. Perfect. Right, yes. So we'll have some banter. And is it still an echo? How's that? Is that any better? Sorry, guys. Testing 1, 2. Testing. Unbelievable. Can you hear me now? Hear me now. Actually. Turn that one down. Turn that one up. That's check. I don't know if this is going to echo again. Can you hear me now? I've just it's basically volume on 1. Perfect. Right. Sorry about that, guys. So you know when it throws you off, like course. Is there sound? Do we have sound? Someone write yes. Or no. All right. Sound. So what I'm going to do to remedy this? That's really random. I don't understand why that is doing that. Okay. So. Right, I think that might do it. How does that sound now? I'm hoping that's a bit better. Any good? Brilliant. Cheers, Pat. Thank you, mate. Right, let's crack on for a bit then. Yeah, really so sorry about that. So sorry about my welfare camera. Why does it overheat like that? Well, Paul, I've got some news for you, mate. If you want to know about super glue, my friend, you've got to tune in to Swift Slots, because he's done a video about glue and it is really, really fascinating in a kind of nerdy glue kind of way. Yeah, do you know what, Lionel? I would actually use the ones that come with it, or you can actually buy replacement braids. So let me give you a better look at this. It's not going to focus, is it? Incredible. So anyway, what it is it says racing tinned copper braid. So you can buy that. It comes on a big roll, or you can buy something a little bit more race oriented. So you can kind of see that there. I'll show you this again, Lionel, when I get my other camera cooled off and back in the game. Really bugging me that why that's not working. Okay, nice tip. Thanks, Lockhart dude. So we've got Revel contactor for plastic bodies. And here you go, Lionel. So Slot Car Corner, which is an online retailer, they do, this is their make and model number. So if you wanted to buy that, you could buy that. Okay, let's get back up here. Yeah, so yes, tune in today to check that out. That's going to be amazing. And then, because I know you guys love a bit of racing, you can tune into the Polycard competition. So just if you're new to racing, if you don't know what goes on down at racing, if you never been to a club to do racing, this will kind of give you an insight, how it works, what goes together, the type of people that do it, what you need. It's actually pretty cool. Okay, so we're getting some more. So I'll remove this off here. Oh, for the time being. And we just run through some of the comments to keep a check of this. So Slotar EMA plastic weld. I'm going to check that out. That's awesome. Yeah, Darren, rub it in, right? So I've got a camera that overheats because it can't handle it. I've got no milk for the coffee, which would be all right if you're Dave from Slotar because he drinks his black, but I don't. I need a bit of milk in mine. What can I say? It's the perfect live stream. So if you're tuning in and you're thinking, God, this guy's camera looks a bit ropey, don't worry, we're on a loaner. We're on the temporary one. Okay, here we go. This is a nice tip from John D. For those just coming on. Lionel asked earlier, what was the best braid to use for Scalextric? So John here is just confirming nicely that, and I've not seen this, Goot Wick Solder Wick, which I think is braid. It says it's soft and it gives a good performance boost. I might need that for all of my cars in that order. Yeah, cheers to fingers. Like. Hit the like button. I always forget to say this. Terrible YouTuber. So, I'll tell you what is exciting though. Not for us. Stand by to be proper jealous, by the way. Stand by to be proper jealous. Because our good friend Cameron and Simon, his dad, they're currently in Le Mans. That's right. There they are. They're staying on Porsche Corner, somewhere around there. I've been told this is Porsche Corner by Google. So if that's not actually Porsche Corner, then don't blame me. Blame Google. I just got the image from Google. Thanks, Google. And as you can see, one of our youngest track fans there is Ferrari'd up. He's trackside where he needs to be, loving life. So they are at Le Mans, 24-hour race. They are probably minging right now and having the best time listening to the cars. You can see the car there, 2 cars there trying to edge for the race. They are literally invisible because they're going that fast. That is amazing. So Cam, I know you're not watching this, but quick shout out for when you're back. We are so jealous of you and your dad in the mix. And yeah, Le Mans, of course, it's Le Mans this weekend. 100 years, 100th anniversary of doing a 24-hour race. And that's pretty special, right? But talking about races, what we should be doing is having a quick look on what's coming up. So what is coming up in a couple of 3 weeks now, I think, is the, to get my face out of the picture, is the American Weekender at Rockingham. And again, I state, if you've got a race events coming from your place, then do send them in, because I'll gladly shout them out for you. Gladly. So we've got the Saturday, the 1st of July, we've got the Trans Am competition. So ready to race, ready to run Trans Am out of the box. And you can get on the track and have a good cabbie there with people. It's open, so come down, you pay for your racing, of course. Doors open at 9 o'clock, concourse judging at 11:30. And then the racing begins. Following day is the American Pie event. Now, there's a few different classes going on in here. You've got like the open sports car, you've got the Can-Am sports car to CSCRA standards. Then you've got Indy cars, front engine, you've got pre-75 rear engine, pre-75 F1 cars. I wonder if I can get a Lotus in there. It does. I don't know. I'll ask. I will ask. Or does come down, bring a toolbox, pay a £5 or a tenner. I think actually I think it's a tenner, the race fee. Pay a tenner, say you're racing, then tell them you've got car issues and you couldn't actually race. Get you in, and then I'll win because there'll only be me racing. So that's a good day. I quite enjoy these days. I really quite enjoy these days. And then, of course, finishing the day off, you've got the American saloon cars, Trans Ams, and NASCARs. You know we love NASCARs in here. NASCARs. NASCAR. I'll put that over there. Perfect. And get that back on there. So loving that. So that's the American Pie weekend and the Trans Am, including Trans Am. And then something a bit more current, we've got the NSR weekend, which is up at Nascot Wood, which is near Watford, somewhere near London. And we've got 2 days of racing, NSR brand. So you can only take your NSRs down there. The Saturday is going to be classic sports. And then the Sunday is going to be Sports GT3. Again, enter into that. That is going to be awesome. Yeah, so let's have a look. I wonder if this has cooled down enough yet. What's worse than one of me? Two of me! The power of television. Right, let's see how this works. Let's see if it's cooled down enough to cope with what we need to do. So, yes, Rover, Darren. Funnily, should so happen to mention that because I was going to bring that up. We've got ourselves a fully built Rover. Yes. It's ready. It's ready. And I'm so pleased that you asked about this. And also, I'm so pleased that Mac is in the room on the live stream this morning, because Mac, no one knows really, but Mac kindly donated this to me last year and said, Pete, take that Rover and do a project with it. Do something with it. So actually it's not finished. I've got to paint the headlights and the tail lights. But once I've done those later today, Mac, I'd like to give this back to you. I'd like to return this so that you've got a custom slot car in your collection, a one of a kind. So Mac, if you're watching this, if you're about in the week or next weekend or something, I think we should maybe get together for a race. And this is coming back to you, buddy. Thank you ever so much for letting me do the project. I really appreciate it. I've got I've got something else coming. It's on its way. I won't say anything. It's coming from America. Someone's kindly been in touch, likes the show, likes the projects that we're doing, wants to get me to do something else. So he's sending me the cars to do some stuff with so that people can learn and understand how scratch building and spraying and tuning and whatever goes on. But like I said, mate, Mac, you're more than welcome, mate. You know, I really appreciated the car to do the project on, bud. So yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it is really a track fan special Rover. That's it. So that is coming back at you, mate. So that's right here, ready to roll. Last week we talked about the Audi A5, the SCX model, and I wasn't sure whether I could use the slot-it axle from this on this, but I did it. I took it off and I tried it, but it's too short. It's too short. The axle's 50 mil. So I've been onto Pendle's website and I noticed that you can get 54 mil axles. And then I was watching Swift 16. He was doing one of his videos and he bought a box of bits and he opened it and out falls SCX axles. So now I know I can probably get the right axle for it. So it's going to be a slow burner, this one, because it involves me buying stuff. And yeah, anyway, I'm going to get that going on. So I missed this one. So what we're looking at here. Oh, yeah. This was in regards to this event here. So John's making a, excuse me, a comment on the front-engined Indy cars made by Scalextric. Called the front-engine Offenhauser, often also made a rear-engine version, both race-tuned FT16 big canvas. Ooh. Are you going down to this? Are you coming along to this, John? Okay, right, Pete Shepherd. This is why it's always great to be pals with a scratch builder, because he gives us scratch building tips. And he said that we can use the Dremel machine and we can cut them down. So I need to get a vise and then I'll be on. I think if you leave now, you might just be able to make it. Ah, slot car dude, have a great day, mate. Enjoy the family time. And yes, please, yes, more videos. Tune into Slot Car Dude. He's been covering a race event, it looks like. Yeah, so that's quite interesting, indeed. I was thinking about when I do my Rolls Royce, which I've put the first coat on. It's now ruined. I can see Pete Shepherd literally covering his. So I put the first coat onto the Rolls Royce. There. And if you don't know what colour it was before, it's a primer colour. So that's looking quite nice now. So we'll get some more work done on that a bit later. And then utter genius, because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. You know, I've been making this magnetic racing Dunlop bridge, where you can see the Dunlop letters here. Well, I had the Dunlop letters pinned down to the board and I'd sprayed them black. I forgot all about it and I've just sprayed the Rolls Royce. So they're all silver now. So actually, oh, let me check this out. Oh, that might actually look good in silver. See if I can share this with you. Look at that. That might look good in silver, guys, because it kind of matches the top bit and the bottom bits. Or do I do it in black so it pops? That is the tricky one. Anyway, all I know is there's a bit of painting to go on later. I took yesterday off from editing. I just needed a break from that. And I'll resume that normal duties maybe later tonight, but I want to get some progress done on some of this building. What's is anyone else building anything at the moment? You got any cars on the go? What are people building, spraying, tuning? Excellent. Right, I have it from the Masters, but then the Grandmaster pipes up. Yeah, I don't know. What about a silvery black? Like it could be black and then use silver like for some aging. Just saying. I don't know. Oh, here we go. We've got the big debate going in now. Dunlap Bridge. I love it. Yeah, 3 rooms, raceway, black. Tara's on the black. But Magnetic Racing thinks Scalextric say silver. Interesting. Yeah. Beer barrel. Lucas started making that. And abruptly finished. I'm going to show you his progress now. This cracks me up. Oh yeah, right. So for those who don't know, my lad Lucas, happy birthday, boys. They turned 17 on Thursday. I got twins, 2 of them. And he started to do the barrel, the beer barrel from Magnetic Racing. This is his progress. So I might have to take that on and do that myself. But if anyone's got any painting questions, anyone wants to know how to paint, do this, do that, we've literally got the Master S in the room. So anyone wants to know any painting tips, Tara's really, really generous and will share tips and help people out. Yes, 2 Lotus 18s. Oh, I'd love to see those, Mark, when you've got them ready. Love to see those. Pete's building a 1965 Ford Mustang fastback for vintage racing for himself. Selfish. I thought you normally got about 20 cars on the go. Yeah, there you go. See, Dave's on the wearing already. See, he's. If you didn't see Dave's video the other day on wearing not wearing, like literally putting on your anorak, but weather beating, a Magnetic Racing advertising board tune into that. That was great fun. I'm not telling you any more about the content in the video, but I learned something from it about history and about how to detail. It was a really good video. I recommend going over there. So yeah, here we go. What type of paint for detailing the little bits? So we'll get to the answer to that in a minute. I knew this was I was waiting for someone to pipe up there. I'll send you my car. Poor little bit on it, mate. Currently making a pair of Goodwood ticket offices. One all scabby and old, and one smart like Bath Christmas market shed. Christmas markets are proper fabricated now. We get one in Northampton, we get one in Milton Keynes, we get one in Birmingham, we get one in Coventry, we get one in Leicester. They're popping up everywhere, and all they are is garden sheds that sell candles. Brilliant. Yes, says the man with a whole wall of Vallejo. There you go. Because in Spanish you pronounce your J's H's. So you don't say Jose, you say Jose. You don't say jalapeno peppers, you say jalapenos or jalapenos if you're going to be really pedantic. Anyway, we digress. So Tara, who specialises in figures and buildings and next level as well, she's recommending Vallejo and Citadel or Citadel. There's a debate. And also Pete Shepherd, who's as we know from being a previous guest on the show, is an expert spraying cars in particular, and he says Vallejo is really good as well. So I've been using Vallejo, and I tried these out as well. Game for extra opaqueness. Now they're really good. They're good. I quite like those because I used the heavy green. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. To do the trusty thin wall, which you can see here. So it gives a nice consistent coverage, and that's pretty good. But then for this one, the Porsche 962 that I sprayed, that just nowhere near the level of Pete Shepherd, I must admit. I actually used Tamiya paints. He says, reaching for it desperately. Anyway, it's not the color I used, but oh, he says dropping it off. Try to get some focus in this thing. There you go. So just find that. They're in all the model shops. So that's what I used for the Porsche. So you can use a lot of stuff, but the Vallejo stuff is on the most part really thin. So you can get that kind of really detailed texture. Tara, and what would you do? Doug from Magnetic Racing. What would you use for eyes? Because when you're painting figures, right, most of my figures look gormless. They like literally look like they're permanently surprised. They're like wide eyes, and then they go outwards like this. So is there any kind of like, do you use the end of a paper clip or a cocktail stick? How do you get that micro detail, like that kind of pinprick detail? One good thing I learned the other day while we're chatting away was the use of a scalpel blade for applying things. So if you watch our friend Rob at Swift Slots, you will understand all about the scalpel. Fascinating. Some of us just lost the game. Don't know about that one, Dave. Practice, and practice, Pat. Pat, the amount of times, I don't know if Pete and Tara and Doug and whoever else, Daz, because Daz paints figures, Aid, he paints figures. I don't know if Max got there yet, but what happens is you do a bit and it's just wrong and you have to do it again. Well, you don't have to. It's about that wanting to make sure it's right. And it just depends on how ingrained your OCD on perfection is to how many times you redo it. I redo mine quite a few times. Just the detail. Ah, nice one. You got yourself some True Speed controllers. Really good investment. Right. Cheers, GSOM. I have actually got a massive light box next to me. Yeah, look. See it there? So that's what's possibly causing that focus. I appreciate that. Thank you. Luke Towan. Oh, I don't know this guy. Let me write this guy down. Is this YouTube, John? Or Insta? Right, made note of him. I'm going to check him out because I like going and watching magnetic racing or Boone. I like Boone's shows because he does firstly, he does marathon episodes. They're like 2-3 hours long, but he shows you exactly how to do it. Every step of the way is really good. That's Boone's Slot Car Garage. So we've got top tips on how to do the eyes if you're painting. So white blob, then tiny black dot. You can use the flesh color to close down the white bit if it's too big. Right, okay. That makes sense. I've got that. That's it, mate. Yeah. I'm going to go with Saturdays and Sundays, yeah? It means Special Air Service, which is the most elite regiment in the world, by the way, everyone. That's the British SAS, Special Air Service. If you've got a problem in the world, I'll put any part of my anatomy on it that they will be deployed. Okay, this is interesting, Mike. Army painter brush. Okay, I'm going to have a look into that. Army painter brush for the eyes. And the nice thing about these live streams and these videos is that all of these comments are saved. So it will take about 12 to 24 hours for the live chat to pop up in line with the video when you come to the channel afterwards to watch it back or to get the information. So if you come back in an hour going, oh, what was the name of that paintbrush, or what was that tip that Tara, Pete or Doug and Ian give us, or you know, how many kilograms was that slot car guy bench pumping this week, you have to wait for it to process, but when it comes back it will be there, and then you can get all of these informations moving forward. It's to be good. So another thing I always forget to say at this stage, if you're watching this, you like this, please like it, comment or subscribe or share it or do whatever else, those other things that people say to do that I always forget. But do subscribe, do like and do comment because it does help. Right. Okay, so here we go. Vallejo black dry, nearly dry blushing. Brush off, then apply. Tidy up the flesh paint after. Yeah, that's similar to what Doug says. So he's like blob it and then kind of flesh around it. That makes sense. Yeah, there you go. See, practice again. What were we saying? It was, yeah, Pat. It's about practice, buddy. So if you want some practice, I'll gladly send you some unpainted figures. If you want to paint them up and practice for me and send them back to me, be my guest. That would be amazing. Yes, indeed. Paul's recognising the effort and the energy it takes and the time to paint figures. The time is next level. So, you know, if you go to a stand and a show and you're sort of looking there and you're numbing and ahhing and you're thinking, weighing up the value of buying a painted figure versus an unpainted figure, I'm telling you now, it's probably worth buying the painted figure because the time it takes to do a figure is quite heavy. And then we're not up to that level. It's not our job. It's not our first passion or hobby. So yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing this Luke Town chap. So quite shocked that I haven't really seen him yet. But I do this when I'm out on business. I quickly use the thing on my phone so I don't forget anything. But Boone, saying about Boone, he is good. He is really helpful. So I was thinking the next slot car class in Rockingham. So we're on GT3s at the moment. So I've been racing my Corvette C7, lovely car, which I sprayed up because we have a lot of people race similar cars at the event each week. Sometimes you could be forgiven for looking at the wrong car and crash. So it's come to my attention that it's BPR racing next. So like I showed you earlier, I normally race my Ferrari F40, but this is getting a bit haggard now. I fancy a change. So I'm going to do my McLaren instead. Beautiful car, beautiful livery, really well done. Unfortunately, I've got the whole gubbins here. I've stripped down the chassis because it's warped. It's warped. You can see the movement. So I've got to flatten that chassis because when this car goes down and it brakes, it kind of pulls to the right like this, and I need it to stop like this. So that's possibly going to be my project for the next couple of days, is getting this McLaren race ready. Now the big debate is, do I respray it? Do I give it a spray job, or do I keep it as is? I kind of bought it because it's yellow, and it's no secret I love yellow. But do I respray it to be a little bit more custom so that I know it's my car on the track when there's two other McLarens going to be racing at the same time, looking the same? So I don't know. You tell me, guys. Right then, so what we got? Lots of multi-million view video. Oh, okay. So it's popular then, and I've missed it totally. Missed the boat on it. With the hobby blade, my friend, you're going to have to tune in to Rob at Swift Slots YouTube channel, and see what he does. In particular, look at the glue video. Does a video about glue. I know I said it earlier in the stream, and I'm saying it again because I learned a lot in that video, and it's such a nerdy thing to be into, a glue video, but yeah, it was really good. That is why slot cars, the painted figures cost possibly, I think you can get a painted figure for about £3.50 or £4. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tara, please. And then you buy them for about £12 or £13. So you're looking at roughly about 3 times the cost. But what you don't appreciate is paint cost, ancillary costs, so thinners and cleaners, safety wear, gloves, masks. You've got time. Time is a commodity, and when you hit 40, you start to learn all about time, and the fact that time becomes, you start to not to be morbid, where when people start to pop the clogs and start to die, you start having these like thoughts about like time, we ain't getting it back. So for me, I would probably buy painted figures moving forward. I would spray my own cars because that's, I think, a personal detail. But I think I would probably buy painted figures moving forward, and maybe buy 3 at a swap meet, and then 3 maybe at the next swap meet, and just build up bit by bit my collection as I go along, so that when I get my track, when I do a static track eventually, you know what I'm like, I can't sit still, I just want to get on with it. When I get static track, then I'm building up all the sceneries. I'll have all my figures that I've saved up from over the year, 2-3 years, however long it is to when I do it, and it'll be ready, and I'll be like, wow, guys, it's all ready to go. So I really, cheers Trav, I really agree with painted figures, and not everyone can do it. Not everyone can do it. Like if you take Mrs. Brown and myself, I'm quite creative doing this sort of stuff. She isn't. She likes numbers, so she likes doing accountancy things, and she likes the black and white of factual truth. It's got to be, it is or it isn't. There's none of this kind of middle ground bit. It is or it isn't. So some people, she can't paint anything, and in her own admission, this is not a slant to Mrs. Brown, she can't paint anything. She doesn't like it, she's not interested in it, and because of that, if she tried to do it, it's not going to come out great. So what I'm saying is have a go at this stuff. Excuse me. But don't force yourself to try and like it because other people do it and are good at it. Do it because you're into it. You'll find something you're really good at. If you're not into figures and you don't really like the slot cars painting, get some magnetic racing buildings going on. You know, bring out the architecture in yourself. So if Andy Rowland's watching this, he's an architect and he builds amazing polycars. Right. I know, I'm tempted, G-Som. I really like it and I don't want to spoil it. It's just, and I don't know whether it's appealing to me because it's yellow or if it's genuinely a nice detail. I quite like the you've got like smaller strips here next to the larger racing strip. I love that detail. Just a really well put together livery. That's MR Slot Car CA. Yeah, Lionel, I'm thinking it. Pete Shepherd spoken. That's it. Tara, I tell you what we're going to do. We've made a decision. We're going to keep delivery as it is. I think we need a track fans livery on the Audi A5. I've got to December to come up with a livery design and then apply it. And actually, hang on. Yeah, it's no good. I was going to say I might send the driver to Tara to paint, but you're never going to see him. It's wasting your time. Yeah, so Doug and Ian, they know it's time. Time is the commodity. Oh, here we go. So unpainted is 4 to 5 quid. Sorry, inflation caught up on me since the last time I looked. And 12 to 20 to buy painted. So yeah, cool. And yeah, I'm getting it. Yeah, we're not going to spray the McLaren's Harrods livery after all. Definitely not going to spray it, guys. It's going to stay Harrods as it is. You know, I do know how to cause a reaction. What you are 67, or are you saying put the numbers 67 on the livery? Because that's actually 51. Lionel, with a 5-year-old, you're not going to have any time. In fact, I hate to burst your bubble, mate, but the next 5 years, you're going to have no time. When they get to about 10, 11, they'll disappear in their room and you'll just see the back of their bedroom door. And the only way to get them out is to turn the router off. Turn the router off at the plug. Watch them kids fly out of that room. Oh my God, you turn the internet off in a house where teenagers are, it's like Armageddon. I love it. It's the best trick ever. Yeah, dinner's ready. No answer. Dinner's ready. No answer. Turn the internet off. 3 seconds flat. They're flying out. What's happened to the internet? I was in the middle of a game. You got me killed. Wow, that's awesome. So actually that's quite a good question. Does anybody else's partners get involved with you in the hobby? So we know, like I think well, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but Mrs. Slaughter is a bit like Mrs. Brown. So she'll support the hobby, but she's not into it, as it were. So she'll facilitate buying Dave a controller and a Legends car, as my beloved would buy me various bits that I'd asked for Christmas and birthday. So, but they're not, my missus ain't interested in it. Not interested at all. So does any of your partners get involved and have a race with you, or do some figure or scenery work? Who knows? Yeah, that's a good question. So Tara looks at people's clothes and tries to replicate them. So she's the people watcher. So doing her swap meet, she's not there presenting her models. She's there getting market research, seeing what everyone's wearing. Brilliant. That is it. Do you go for? I'll tell you what would be good for you, Tara. You need to get yourself a couple of Next catalogs or a couple of Littlewoods or whatever they're called. Were they Littlewoods? You know, the ones where you get you buy your clothes on the Never Never for 9 years, paying £3 a week. Get them, because then you got loads of different designs in there. No, we're not doing it. We're not going to touch the McLaren. But the question is, I am going to touch this because this is pretty battered, scuffed. It's been well worn. So I'm going to have a go on the A5. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. No. How do you do this? Perfect. Right, so I just did a little battery change there. Slick. I'm getting better at this now. Yeah, do you know what? I've thought about this here, Daz. I've thought about this. Having the same livery as the C7. Because Dave Farrow does that. He has kind of like this white theme and a kind of goldy orange. And that's his theme across different race cars. It's like his race team colours. I thought about that. I don't know. I like being creative and different on each car. I like something like to have a reason of why I did that. And not because that's the only paint I had left, but just because there was a thought behind it. And we've got a roll call for Rahul. Roll call for Rahul. Are you in the building, Rahul? Yeah, Rahul is literally like the fingers. He will stay awake. So anyone doesn't know Rahul, who we're talking about is Conquest Racing Club over in Canada. He's a great guy, does a YouTube channel, Conquest Racing Club, and he covers loads of different things, figure painting, stock car tuning, live stream discussions, really good. Yeah, exactly. So John's just mentioned a good cost saving tip. So if you want to do your own livery, NSR, Revo Slot, BRM, Slot It do it as well. They do what we call white kits. And so I've actually got an NSR white kit, although what they'll do, so a white kit comes and it's basically you're building the car. So you get the car, you've got to build it up, and then they give you an unmarked, unpainted body shell, and they're normally white, but they come now started to do, especially in something so popular as the Porsche 908, they've started to do different color base kits as a white kit, if that makes sense. So I got a yellow one because I like yellow. Sean from Rockingham Slot Car Club got the red one because he likes red. So yeah, I'm onto that. I have no idea what this is. No idea what that computer talk is, Paul. Well, that's your issue. You shouldn't have a joint bank account together. You should have your own money and then transfer jointly to a joint account for the bills. And in that way, she can't see how much you're spending on your hobby. So if anyone's about to get married, that's how you do it. You have a joint account that you both transfer money into. Going for that whole joint account and throwing everything in it, that never works. If you want to see a neon pink car, Daz says Mrs. Hall's into racing. You want to check out Travis's unboxing from, I don't know if it was last night or Friday night, but I'll say no more if you haven't seen it. But the pink pig is in there for sure. You will like that. If she likes pink cars, that's it. Oh, okay, yes, I'm with her on that. Well, like proper helmets or slot car racer helmets. But yeah, I get that. Morning, Rich. You all right? You missed it. We shoo your track off a bit earlier. We had a look around the curves, the S-bend. if you've just tuned in and you didn't see Richard's track, well, let's have a quick look, quick recap. There you go. So here's Rich's track. There's his two corners. Remember, I didn't know what they were, so I kind of hashed them together. I think that's how it's supposed to look. There you go, Rich. And then you've got the end bit, some really, really tight S-bend curves there, R2. So that's looking amazing, mate. That is looking really cool. So there you go, Rich is in the house. That was his track, everyone. Okay, Steve, that's pretty cool. It would be brilliant. Right, let's do some different accents for Mrs. Baker's. All right, Della, let's talk like a Liverpudlian. Anyone from Liverpool in the house? Diddle. If you can copy this accent, I'll be impressed. All right. Brilliant. Oh, yes. Okay. Right. Dave. Yes. Yes, it does. And if you tell her never ever to put a VR headset on. Okay. If she puts a VR headset on and then does a racing game, it's not going to end well for her. I've had a few of my friends come round to do some VR racing. And oh no, they're like, oh, they like literally they don't like it. So yeah, you don't have the time, Tara, because you're busy like creating loads of amazing figures for us lot to buy. That's why you're a victim of your own success. A victim of your own success. Oh, that's not a bad shout. Yeah, good. There's plenty of photos on Google to check out. Paul, we've been talking about this, Mrs. Brown and I, because my boys, we got twin boys, 17 years old, on Thursday just gone. So they are in the next phase of their adolescent life, as in they're just about to complete their first year of college. One's leaving college. He's done now. He's now fully fledged in the workforce, well, soon to be. And the other one has got another year of college to do. And we were saying about when they have kids, you know, we've been looking forward to them growing up and being this age. Like they're in bed at the moment. It's like the gift. When they were 4 or 5, when I'm taking them out on a car boot sale just to go and do something, or the park or the wherever, we would go out. And then, so we're enjoying life now. It's quiet. It's organised. Yeah, their place is a mess, but I give them a slap and tell them to tidy it up like we all do. But, you know, and then you've just brought up our primal fear is when you get that call. You know, when you're a young man and you're always worried about getting that call. Hi, darling, I'm pregnant. There goes my slot car budget for the next 18 years. I'm actually now worried about them getting a call and then us getting a call going, hey, Dad, yeah, we're pregnant. I'm going to need you to babysit 5 days a week so I can go to work and then have them at the weekend because we're tired. Ain't going to work like that. Ain't going to work like that, Paul. So, yeah, if you've got the grandkids now, then I feel for you. But you know what you need to do with them? Bring them on here every Sunday and just sit them in front of the telly. That's it. They love watching telly, kids. We'll give them a shout out. If you're going to bring them on, we'll give them a shout out. So just put in a message. If they're ever on, put in the comments what their names are. We'll say hello. Wow. Yeah, mine's 17. Wow. Does the 20 watt, do they all still live at home, Daz? Look at Pendle Slot. You can definitely get them at Pendle. I know that much for free. Just trying to think where else. I mean, that's where I bought mine. I bought it at last year's MK swap meet. No, the UK Slot Car Festival. That's right, last year, the first one out of COVID. It was brand new then, so you can get a brand new one from Pendle. You will possibly be able to find one on eBay or something like that, and get a deal on one. That's such a sweet thing, the fingers. And that, right, is where Polycard track comes into its own element, because Polycar, and you know, look, let's face it, I'm pretty sure you can get an adjustable power supply, right? Anywhere, but the ones that Polycar supply with the kit comes with a voltage. You can turn the voltage up or down, which is fantastic. Because when Albert and Wilf come over, I can turn it down to like 9 and we're all racing full blast and no one comes off the track. But when they go and Matt comes over, we turn it up to 13.5 and we can't keep it on the track. So that is, yeah. So well, that's a tough one, that is, to deal with, the fingers, epilepsy. That's a difficult one, mate, and I feel for it. You know, you never want anything wrong with your kids, and you take their injury or their illness in a heartbeat. So, yeah, anyway, all the best with that one. Mate, you're never a disappointment to your kids. And, yeah, I was speaking to someone the other day who fosters kids, or used to foster kids, and he told me I'm not going to say out on TV. It's not the right show for that. But kids are so resilient, and they will love you because you're their parents. It's a hard thing to explain. But anyway, you've missed the boat on that now anyway, and you've probably got the best slot car collection ever, right? Yeah, there you go, mate. Exactly. Yes, cheers for backing that one up, Colin. Yeah, how much is that? A white kit Revo? I might admit that I've done that once before. I said I got sent something. Yeah, you're welcome, Rich. We want to see more developments. So you're under pressure now to keep the work going on the track. There's no hurry, like, but by the end of the year, we'll be fine. Janu, how you doing, mate? I'm sorry I missed your call last weekend. I did text you back, and I hear you going next weekend. So Janu here he's entered he's in the GT3 Championship, the National GT3 Championship. So Janu will be at Rockingham Slot Car Club next Saturday for the race. So again, if you're just tuning in now, let's pop that up on the screen so everyone can see that. That's where Janu's going to be next weekend at the GT3 Championships. Janu, what car are you racing next week, mate? Share with us what car or what cars you're entering, buddy. This McLaren here, Lionel, is MR slot car. Oh, actually, I've got it here. It's this one. No one can see that. There you go. So I'll hold it there a second, so later you can come back and pause this and you can see what it is and what you need to buy. But that's what it is. That's what the McLaren is. Okay. Cool. Up there. Yeah, Mark and Julie are lovely guys. Rich, they've got loads of stuff as well. Hang on a second. Daz, you've got rid of your... Where's your 17-year-old gone? And what's your secret? Because I've got 2 here, so I'll need to apply it twice. Thanks, Pat. This is what I like about this place. It's not... I'll just chat for hours, as you know. I can chat to a brick wall. It's perfectly fine for me. But it's nice to have an open space, a bit of a community, waking up the world to slot car action. This is the regular Sunday slot car sessions, and you'll find us here every week around about this time. Probably going to wrap up in 10 minutes. We're going to finish on past. That's okay with you guys. So we've got about 10 minutes more skin in the game. And that will take us up nicely to about 2 hours on the live stream, where I normally go for an hour and a half, but actually the chat's been flowing in the comments here. And whilst I've just mentioned, this is like a safe space for people. So if you're a parent and your children have been watching this, this is a safe space for them. There's no effing and jeffing unless I'm really angry about something like parking wardens, but they've heard that from you anyway. So you can be rest assured there's people here in the comments who are here to learn about slot cars. That is all we're doing. Slot cars, modeling, tracks, anything to do with this sort of hobby. Love it. I'm miles off the comments here. Well done, G-Som. So hang on, you're 36, 2 boys, 6 and 2. So you had him at 30. I had mine at 29. So we're in a similar barrel. Good. Yeah, well, I didn't want to mention it, Mac, but I'm going. Yeah, no, there it is again, Mac. So we were just talking about the Revo. No, Mac, just in case you missed it, he crashed it. No, Mac crashed at 9 volts. I'll take that comment off. But a Revo slot. No, Mac, hang on. Sorry, I keep forgetting you crashed at 9 volts. Hang on, let's see it again. But no, if you literally just turned around, Mac was mentioning it. He crashed at 9 volts. But then I think I did too, because I think we're just legends when we get together to race. Around about 56 quid for a Revo white kit. That's good. That is good. The NSR white kit that I got here, or yellow kit, it was on a show discount, but that was £50. So that's not bad. 50 quid new Scalextrics. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for a new Scalextric, it is about £50. Yeah, you've said this a couple of times, Paul. What's the deal with the tyres on the new models? Have they gone to a different type of rubber, or because they're not doing silicons, you would have to buy them. Is it urethane? I'm not down on my rubber technology. I tell you what, we need Rob from Swift Slots or Dave from Slot R to give us a technical brief on tyres. So Dave, if you're still watching this, mate, this is what we need. We need a technical brief on tyres, or any other content creators out there. Give us an update on some tyres. What's the difference? I've watched some American ones, and they talk about, is it Paul Gage and some other guy, but we're not there. So we can buy them in, but how do they compare to NSR cars? Because actually thinking about next weekend's race here, if you haven't seen it, you're only allowed to use NSR tyres for the race. You can't use Scalauto, you can't use Scalextric, you can't use Paul Gage or whatever his name is. You have to use NSR standard. So what tyres do people use? I personally use NSR. I've got a little stash. I've nearly finished the stash of Ultras. Ultras have been discontinued. I think they've wanted to evolve their Evos to be the new ultras, but some of the guys in the club are having issues with them. They're finding that they're gaining a lot of bogeys, a lot of marbling, a lot of balls on the tyres really quickly under the duress in the corners. No, I didn't. How am I going to do this? Right. So talk to me about tyres, people, for the next 5 minutes. Revo slot are great. And if you don't know anything about Revo slot, I don't know a lot about Revo slot, but I learned some stuff about Revo slot from our friend Dave at Slot R. So check out his YouTube channel. That is pretty good. Right. So Janu's racing his Mercedes AMG next weekend. So if you want to catch up and give him a run for his money, you got to get down there. Yes, a 2-hour session, Daz. You can tell the kids drank all the milk and I've had no coffee this morning, can't you? I'm here after 2 hours. I'm not crying for the toilet. No, I didn't. I did not do that yet, but we're going to do that now. Because I've got the technology. So excitingly, everyone, we have the dates for the next year's slot festival. And I have it here. He says. Aha. Right. Let me share my screen with you guys. And then you'll get the dates, save the dates on this one. No, not that one. He says, this is supposed to be easy. All right, here we go. There you go. There you go. The UK Slot Car Festival 2024, everyone. It is right there. The 11th and 12th of May. Yes, it's a bit earlier in the month, so we'll have money well positioned because the 20th, 21st or 21st, I was a bit skint. So this is dangerous because having it on the 11th and 12th of the month, what you're going to do is you're going to have more money than you would at the end of the month. But actually, if you spend the money at the start of the month, you're going to need money at the end of the month and it's not going to be there. So what do we do? It's tricky. My advice is to take some stuff that you don't want down there, trade it in, and then buy some new stuff with your newfound wealth. So hopefully everyone screenshotted that, saved the date, the 11th and 12th of May, everyone, 2024, 2-day Slot Car Festival. Let me just check it out. Yep, it's back at the British Motor Museum again in Gaydon. So unless anything changes, put that in your calendar now to be able to get down there at the time and be involved in the event. There you go, Mark. Put it up there. Excellent. Excellent. Lionel, I'm so pleased you found it, mate. Well done. We'll have none of that business on here, mate. None of that computer viruses going round. So what we're looking at, just so this is talking about the Scalextric tyres. It won't true on a truer, so not sure what they're using. It's been fed back to Scalextric. So it won't true on a tyre. So they're probably using some compound that's banned in 13 countries. I don't know. Yeah, Rich, yeah. He's some good rubber, mate. I don't think it's rubber. Okay, it comes from a switch from urethane by MJK, Ottoman and Paul Gate. Oh, he switched to urethane. MJK, I've not heard about that. Nice shout. Right, we'll give them a shot. Right, okay, we might have to rely on Rob to do this one. Dave? Yes. I think I saw those liveries on Travis's news the other day. They look really nice. Okay, so what's the difference between slot car and Scalextric and other makes? Right, so great question, Lionel. And because of that, the live stream is going to roll on for an extra 5 minutes because this is really good information for people just getting into or thinking about getting into racing, proper racing, as opposed to Scalextric racing. So the whole name of the game of racing is to have a lower, have your car low to the floor for a lower force of gravity. So if you can see this, how high that car is, Lionel, off the ground. Okay, so as soon as you hit a corner, it's over. Yep. Whereas if you see this one, look how low that one is to the ground. Very close to the ground indeed. So then you rely on your body rock to give you the shock absorbance while the base, the chassis doesn't move. So going back to your original question, what is the difference? And I'll show you on the chassis of the MR, what you have, let's get a decent pointer here. What you have is these little bits here. And what they are is there's some screws in there that you screw up and down. And it raises it up and down like this. So you can get your ride height closer and lower to the track for better handling. Whereas a Scalextric one, you can see it doesn't have them. It doesn't have them on any of the Scalextric cars. So you are limited to what you can do with the ride height. So actually, let's have a working example. Here's my Pioneer Mustangs that I'm going to be tuning up ready for the Trans Am. You can clearly see my face through the bottom gap of that. And if I go again with the Corvette, you can't see as much of my face. So I have better handling. So because this has no ride height adjusters, as you can see here, I'm limited to what I can do. So I'm definitely going to be truing down these tyres to 1 inch of their lives so that I reduce the amount of rubber on there and give myself more grip to the slot. So they're the main differences between slot cars, MR slot car and Scalextric, is you can adjust the ride height and you've got a better quality of parts, says the man with a twisted chassis. That occasionally that can happen. And then because of you will have different components as well. So whereas you have he's looking for an example. Yeah. So where you have on these gears are plastic. That's not very good at all, is it? Anyway, poor example. Put that there. Right, so where you have plastic, gears on other brands, like definitely an NSR. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it properly in here, but you have metal gears because it's designed for more endurance for longer periods of time racing. So yeah, exactly like Pat said, price and performance. So it depends on what you're doing. That's the differences. Scalextric, I've always maintained they're an out of the box, they're a fun brand, they're ready to use, they're designed for that very purpose, to be a really good looking model that runs, whereas a race car is looking about how it runs, and then they focus on the look of it. So that's what that's about. Not sure at the moment, not sure. Possibly going to go on the Sunday, possibly not to race, just to have a social, but I don't know. My box is always in the car. It doesn't matter if I turn up with a box or not, because someone will give me a controller and a car and enter me in the race, because that's what they do. You're there to race, you're there to have a good time. Yes, that was. Or wasn't it? Don't tell me I've just given out the wrong poster. Hang on, I'm a bit behind in the comments here. Tomorrow, I'm going to put the poster on my community tab. Yes, Rich, get down there. Could be good to see you again, mate. Well, I'm going to check these out because I'm quite intrigued into finding some new tyre suppliers outside of NSR. NSR are good, but, you know, they're like putting the prices up a bit lately. I mean, you're selling rubber, guys. You're selling rubber. Let's not forget that. You're not selling gold-plated rubber. You're selling rubber. Yeah, there you go. So Darren's sort of corroborating what I'm on about. Scalextrics and Carrera are out-of-the-box toys. Great for your 5-year-old George, mate. George, get yourself some Scalextric cars because they're high resistance. They're designed for aggressive fun. Okay, just a couple more minutes, guys, and I'm going to wrap this up on the 10 past. You're more than welcome, Lionel. Absolutely pleasure. Yeah, exactly, John. So I think this is a nod and a referral to Maurizio here from Slot It, because he races. So he designs his cars to be race conscious as well as looking great. And that's how he chooses the models. Other cars providers, everyone's got a slightly different slant on what they do. Yeah, Paul here said he can get 20 quid car liner. This is great for George, by the way. £20 cars. Oh, thank God for that. So for those of you who don't know Mark in the room, Mark is the graphic designer and partner of the Slot Car magazine. As you can see, my backdrop, he does all the design for that and the design for the event at the Slot Car Festival. And he sent me a proof about a week or so ago. He said, don't share it until I've got the go ahead. Don't share that. So none of us, we've all sat on our hands. We all want to be first out with the poster. We're sat on our hands like good people. And then I've shared it this morning because he said we're okay. And then he's just questioned if it's the right one. And I just thought that I might have put out the wrong one or something. But no, we got confirmation it's the right one. You're welcome to Fingers anytime, brother. Yeah, so I've looked at this, you know, and I think you're right. Slot It's 50 quid. Thunder Slot's 100 quid. BRM's 100 quid. NSR's now 80 quid. MR Slot Cars, the new Shadows, 80 quid. Revo slots, not sure where they sit. Sideways, not sure where they sit. Team slot, not sure where they sit. Here, Mark, are you still in the room? How much are those team slots, bud? How much is the new Lancia? If you want to see the new Lancia from team slots, you've got to tune in today, 4:30, guys. We're doing the next episode of the UK Slot Car Festival. Here it is. You can find that online today. And on that note, I am going to get out of here. Let's all go and have a good Sunday in the sun, drink some beer, do some slot car action, watch the episode at 4:30. I'll be in the live chat. I'll be having a watch of it myself as well, pointing things out, salivating along with the rest of you over the things that we didn't see that we wanted to, and then making a note to save the date. I'm going to chuck it up here again so that it's the last thing we see before we bomb out of here. Oh, it'd help if I even had it open. Genius. Okay. Right, I've got it to share now. Yeah, so there you go. We can save up our cash for the 11th and 12th of May next year in May in Gaydon, in Warwickshire, in the UK, Slot Car Festival. I already know Travis, if he hasn't fallen off his bike up the Italian promenade yet, looking at these dates, trying to save it in his phone, he's already starting to put a little bit of money away each month for it. And actually, so that's the dates. I'll get that into my slides for next week. And here it is. This is how you do it, track fans. So I am going to be saving one of these per month. I think that's reasonable. I'd like to do 20, but I'm going to be doing that. Look at the Queen there. God bless her. Rest in peace, Liz. We miss you. Now we've got the FA Cup in charge. I'm only joking. I like Charles. We'll put one of these in an envelope every month, laid down, and then next year I'm going to have either 110 or 120 pounds to spend, whatever way the month falls, at a Slot Car Festival, because I don't have the money. I haven't got the cash to blow on payday. I just haven't got it. So I'm going to put this away once a month, and then I'm going to be ready. That's what I recommend to people to do. Budget. You know you're going, so budget for it now. I'm going to have to hide this from the UK Winter Market fund, which I'm putting a tenner into that envelope. I'm only going to have about £60 for that, but that's how you budget. That's what you do. You live within your means. You try and save up so you can do something for it. Anyway, yes, the fingers. That is exactly how you save. Guys, have a good week, a good day, productive day, excellent week. Tune in at 4:30, then tune in on Wednesday. I'll see you there, guys. I'm out of town.